Hey guys, I wanted to pose a question to you because I love psychology and I love deep thought. I want to know what you think about this because like having these discussions with people, like it's really kind of like fun, kind of like just going into all these kind of cans of worms or like deep thought spirals. And some people think like the whole conversation's a waste of time, which is probably just as amusing. So, does maturity come from action and stepping up, as in like that we've got a finite lifespan and we need to fill it with as much as possible, or does it come from stopping, taking a step back, and gaining perspective? Because that's the two. Um, I'm sorry, I'm not going to like repeat as you're jumping on. You'll have to watch from the start. But yeah, does it come basically from like the first option is that you see like that there's like problems in the world and you see that like you want to make a difference, you want to find that there's like health issues, there's money issues, there's basically happiness, insomnia, and like speaking up as much as you can, putting as many videos out as you can, or do you do it through basically making as much noise as you can, like counting that basically all actions. Hey, I'm back. There was like such a bad connection there. So all right, so like basically like the second option is that if you don't think that the action creates maturity, the other option could be that sometimes like you can't see the forest for the trees, or like when you're in such a rush that you can actually see the picture more clearly when you stop and just let the picture kind of form in front of you, that sometimes there's like more wisdom in the listening, the two ears and one mouth. And so this is like the paradigm is in like that you get these opposing types of advice. Like one says that you get the maturity from moving forward. Yo back, how are you? So one is you get the maturity from moving forward, as in like always step up and take the actions and basically face the fear challenge. And the other is basically to let things be, and just allow the picture to develop. So like an example for that could be if people are in a fight, like, or if there's kind of like a fight that's getting bigger and bigger, the more people who come in and try to solve it, sometimes the fight gets bigger and bigger. Or as in that, let's say that you're trying to cure the whole world, but you find out that that you're the one perhaps that has the the anxiety or the depression or whatever it is, and there's like a displacement, like where you're projecting all these cures you want to give people because like you could perhaps be the one yourself who needs help with with health or with anxiety or with relationships or whatever it is. And so sometimes like what you find is that that we don't know exactly, and this is like what I want to hear your point of view on, we don't know exactly like which advice to take. So here's some other opposing parts of advice that I've said before, is that one is a person who chases two rabbits catches neither, and it basically says the idea is to focus on just one thing at a time. So instead of chasing two rabbits, you chase the one. But an opposing piece of advice is that if you keep all your eggs in one basket, you could drop the one basket and end up with no eggs, so it's better to diversify. Or another that I like is that birds of a feather flock together. And so that if you're the same kind of bird, you come together. But then there's opposite, which means if you're different from each other, you come together. So it kind of almost sounds like some pieces of advice are really just like opposites to each other, but they all sound kind of correct in their own context. So I want to hear, are you pro-action? For whatever this is, doesn't matter what the topic is, but like, are you pro-action? Do you think that basically maturity comes from moving forward and filling your day, filling your life with as much as possible? Or do you feel that is there another way, which is perhaps to do nothing and let things be once in a while? Or is it an alternating rhythm? Because I've heard advice from like very good coaches on both, and I would love to hear like what you guys think. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon.